Daniel Graham, and I'm an art professor here in Georgetown College in Georgetown, Kentucky. I'm also a banjo player, which is weird to say. And so I make instruments as well as play them. So I thought I'd spend some time with you guys today just playing some fun tunes. A lot of these will be fiddle tunes. We'll do a little slower ones today. It's kind of nasty outside where we are. I don't know where you are. But it's kind of icy and cold, and so I don't know. If you have a fire or just want to light a match and warm up a little bit, that's what we'll do. So we'll start out this one with one called Bonaparte's Retreat. I also brought a fun new banjo today, so we'll pull that one out now, I guess, and tune that one back up. So if you guys have watched this before, I don't know if you remember I think it was last time I was here, I had hurt my hand really good. I put a few stitches in my hand with a chisel that I jabbed into my hand. It was while I was working on this little fella. And so this is a Gourd Banjo, and the banjo has its origins in Africa, and it's based out of a stick instrument that usually had 1 to 3 strings on it. We added the strings as we kind of complexified everything in life and whatnot. And so they would take things like gourds and make them into instruments. And so it's still a tradition in Appalachia and a lot of other places to make instruments out of gourds. And so this one is a thin one, a very small bottleneck gourd, but it has a lovely sound, and it's very, very lightweight. But usually this would be a cantina gourd, a really big one, and it has a really deep resonance. So I made this one shorter than a regular banjo, since this is a little smaller, and it has more of a really unique kind of carving on the back of the head, and then this little stripe section is a transition between the neck and the bottle. And so yeah, I was carving away at this neck part when something broke here, and I went into my hand there. So it's a little bit of sweet revenge to still make an instrument that sounds good even though your hand hurts, you know. So this is a little bottle gourd banjo, and we'll play a couple tunes on it. I don't know if you can hear that from here. let's see. This is tough. On a traditional instrument like this is a goat skin head. And so as the temperature changes or humidity changes or anything, everything changes in tune. So oftentimes you'll see me tune these things pretty regularly because of that. Okay. This one is called Rye Whiskey. I think one of the interesting things about this one also is in the shape of it. This bottle gourd creates a lot of space right here, which is where you would strum. So your hand can actually split right where it needs to, right over here, and you're not hitting anything. Which a lot of instruments actually create a scoop right here in banjos for that purpose. So it's really funny that it's kind of nature's exaggerated little scoop. I think it's really great. Okay. Sounds kind of fun though, doesn't it?
Yeah. That actually has much deeper sound than I really thought it would.
Alright, so we're going to take this off for a bit. We'll pull up another one. Play this one. This is a song called Rocky Island. I got to roll my sleeve up for this one. This is always one of my fast and favorite ones. So I think it's interesting, you know, in banjo making and in banjo history, there's so much of culture built into it in terms of where these instruments come from and who they represent, and the songs, what those songs represent to people, whether they were tunes of slavery or they were tunes of celebration or ballads or anything. You know? So I think it's always fascinating where all these songs come from and who they represent and kind of the stories that they carry. All right, so this one's called Snowdrop. This one back up for the next few. Well, we'll play this one. This is an interesting one. I've been playing around with an idea recently. As I tune this up, I'll tell you guys about how all these banjos sound together. So I've been working on a video, kind of one song, made up of all different banjos. And it's fascinating because they all sound completely different, and you hear them next to each other. They all have their own kind of story and tune. It's interesting. So we can hear this one. This is a song called Sal's Got Mud Between Her Toes. I always love this one. It's one of my favorite ones to play. And so I'll play it on this one, and then I'll play it a little bit on the little Gourd Banjo, and you guys can hear the difference. I think that'd be kind of cool. So we have these all tuned the same, which is great. Here's this little Gourd one. So same song. Here we go.
That's cool.
They sound so different. You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
Anyways.
You put them together to see what it sounds like.
Yeah, so I did this one. I'll play the next song I did. It's called Hook and Line, and it's a super fast. It can be very fast. It's a fun one to play. Just adjusting this for loud. But Hook and Line, I've talked about before, but it's an old dance tune, and it's played with 3 strings only, which tells you the age of the song. So it's actually a very old song because it was written and used before the instruments had the other strings. But famously, it's known because it's been documented that someone wore out a brand new pair of shoes dancing to it, right? Because it's like such a dance tune. There we go. That's the troublemaker. We'll do Hook and Line. But that's the song that I did. I have about 8 or 9 banjos that I've made that I still have in my possession that haven't gone out to clients or whoever else. And ones I've made for myself, ones to sell, like this little bottle Gourd Banjo for sale. But so I did a little bit of this song and then chopped it all together, edited it. So it's unusual to hear because it's so quick, but you can hear the difference really dramatically between all the songs. All right. We'll do Hook and Line. I can imagine. I'm not a social banjo player. Like, I like to play by myself, pick on a porch kind of thing. But that's one song that if you have a fiddle player and a banjo player and somebody else, and it just gets wild, you know, just kind of a whole jam of people playing. You know, it's a lot of fun. Let's see. We'll do this one called Shooting Creek. It's kind of fun, changing out a bunch. Since they're all kind of tuned the same. So Shooting Creek, this one has a lot of names. It's from a guy in West Virginia, in Floyd, Virginia, which is a very famous kind of banjo location and place. Get all the fun dance tunes in the way, I guess. All right. Yeah, we'll just do this one. This is called Shady Grove. And this is an eerie kind of song to me because usually it's played in a different tuning. And my wife and I actually recorded this one, her singing on it and me playing. And it's a beautiful song, but this version that I've recently found that I kind of enjoy playing, it makes it sound a little, I don't know, just unique and different. So, Shady Grove. Did that one. Ooh, all right, this will be fun. So this is called Angela and the Baker. It has infinite versions of this, and I think what was really funny was recently I made a course where people can build their own banjo. It's like a video course online. And so I do 2 different versions of it, and so people can build it with almost no tools, and then if you have a full kind of wood shop or experience. And so those are available for people to purchase. And a gentleman in the Czech Republic purchased one, and we started talking, and he was so excited about mountain banjos, like these old style banjos from Appalachia. And that's all him and his father have played for their lives. And so he was showing and sharing all these things. And so I had mentioned, I said something about Angela and the Baker as a song, and he's like, oh yeah, that song, we played all the time. And so we traded versions of that song. It was so interesting because a Czechoslovakian version of an Appalachian tune sounds totally different. And then he's like, I've never heard yours. And I was like, I've never heard yours. And that's really exciting, you know? But yeah, it's so fascinating. Just that the banjo is an instrument across the world in a weird way, that it started here, developed here, and kind of traveled out, you know? Yeah, it's very unusual. Okay. So anyways, this is Angela and the Baker. That's an interesting song. Lyrically, it's about regret in a way of knowing someone and wishing he would have married her, this girl, and how no one else liked her and she was different, but he liked her, but he chose not to marry her, and he wished he had married her. So it's an interesting song that matches up interesting. Like, we sing these old time songs, and they have this unusual kind of poetic context, but we remove it, you know, in some interesting way. So this one is called Mississippi Sawyer. change tunes here. And banjos are known for this weird tuning. Like if you play a guitar, there's not too many people change their tunings in guitars. There's handfuls of them. But in banjos, there's like tons for some reason. People like to make it difficult. So every time you change tunings, all of your chords change, all of your notes change, everything's changing. So by me changing what you're about to see, just a couple of strings, if my finger changes at every place, it's not the same note anymore. So you have to learn different ways of playing every song. I always like to also bring up that this is my son's least favorite part of banjo playing. I'll play around the house, and he's always like, don't tune that. Okay, that'll be good. So, this one is a tune called Down by the Willow Garden. Up. And this is something interesting about instruments in general, and banjo for me at least, is when I start learning a song, some of them catch up right away and they're really fun, and some of them you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then there's ones like these. This one's called Big Skyota, that gets stuck in my brain. I don't know why, but like you learning, you practice it and stuff, and you lay down at night and you're like, da, 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 like you can't get it out of your brain. So I've damaged myself this week learning this song for you guys. Here we go. I don't know why this one's addictive in my brain. so this is another fun, super fast song that I really enjoy called Shortening Bread. Another kind of fiddler dance tune. All right, so imagine this with multiple banjo players, like more than you can possibly handle, and like more than one fiddle player is more than I can handle, but a fiddle player somewhere, Okay, this is Shortening Bread. We'll slow down here. This is it's really odd. I play at home and my kids, because I kind of like background music, and every time I play this song, my wife walks through and goes, "Oh, that's my favorite." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's just a laid back little tune called Wild Bill Jones. Play on this one. We'll go back to this one for a song famous around here called Shove the Pig's Foot a Little Further in the Fire. I won't do that because it's tuned different. Oh, I forgot we changed tunes. All right. Shove the pig's foot a little further in the fire. So, let's do one we haven't played here before. This one's called Roscoe. Okay. I feel like one of these times I'm gonna have to do a whole set where I don't talk and I just play songs. I don't know if that's possible. These are all so short. Let's see. This is Red Rocking Chair. We got a few more minutes here. Yeah. This is a song called Grub Springs. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip a couple songs here. We've been talking a lot. This one is an interesting song. It's called Phoebe Ice. And it's from a banjo and storyteller named David Holt. So this is, let's see, Phoebe Ice. Good. See, I think we've got time for just one or two more here. Yeah, we'll do this one called Going Across the Mountain. This one I always like because it's one of the oldest songs I have. Dates to the early revolution of the country. So this is Going Across the Mountain. This unusual one that I like to play called the Cuckoo. And it's got an unusual tuning, so I'm just going to change one string here. And it's a tuning called sawmill tuning. Don't know why they call it that. I think it's halfway in between things. It's also called modal tuning. So we'll play this last song, Cuckoo. So we're doing So just changing one string changes kind of things. Like it's got a different tune to it, obviously. So like again, this is called the Cuckoo. Thank you guys on this cold day for being here.